Hi everyone, this is Sammie, Napierala, and this is my family tree for the My Peeps project. So I guess before I get started, the reason that I actually am able to trace back all this time is because both of my parents, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, did the Ancestry DNA, some free trial with Ancestry DNA, and so they were able to go online and complete several generations back for both of their families, my dad's in particular. My mom's, when I looked at her paperwork from Ancestry DNA, it maybe past her great-grandparents, several of the boxes were blank and had to be filled in by family members as she went and visited them throughout the year. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get started with myself. So I have a Bachelor's of Science in Early Childhood Education, and I'm currently working as a kindergarten parapro in Oconee County. And I was born in Akron, Ohio in 1996, and I'm the oldest of 3 children. I have 2 younger sisters. My middle sister is about to start her senior year of college at Kennesaw State University, and my youngest sister is going to be a junior in high school this year. And I guess we'll go to my dad's side first. So my dad, Michael Napierala, up here at the top, has his Bachelor's of Science in Engineering Management from the United States Military Academy. So, and if you look back a bit further, and as I was going through this information, he was actually the first, he and his brother, Mark, were the first to go to college in their family, which I thought was pretty cool. And now he works for Macy's in their Transportation Logistics Department. And he was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1967, and he is the oldest of 2 children. He has a younger brother, Mark. Let's see, so we'll go back to his parents. So his dad, Paul, had a high school education. He graduated from high school, and he was an electrician. Born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1942, and he was the youngest of 3 children. And my grandfather actually passed away in 2011. If you look at both my parents are actually born in Wisconsin, and all of their family pretty much was born there as well. And my dad's mom is Judith Gorski, Napierala now. She also had a high school education, and she became a realtor, I believe, later in life. So I think she started out as a homemaker. She was also born in Milwaukee in 1945 and is the youngest of 4 siblings. And something that I have actually learned by talking to my grandma over the years is that my grandma, Judy, is the youngest of 4 children. And her mother, Matilda, these names are all like, Eastern European and everything. Some of my family doesn't even know how to pronounce them, but Winooski, I guess. Anyway, her mother, Matilda, my grandmother, Judith, was helping to support her after her father, Joseph, died very young. He died when my grandma was 17, and my great-grandma, Matilda, apparently did not even know how to drive. She had never worked in her life, and so my grandma, gave up going to college to help Matilda learn how to drive, help Matilda learn how to work and how to support herself and things like that. So I guess we'll go back up to my grandpa Paul's parents, Edward Napierala, this is an interesting occupation, I think. He was a vat cleaner at a brewery, so I guess he helped clean like the huge barrels and the huge tanks they have at a brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and he was also born there in Wisconsin in 1913. And his mother, Frances, was a homemaker and was born in Wisconsin in 1916. And I want to say that Frances, we called her Grandma Napierala, and she died in 2009, I want to say. So she lived to a very old age. And we can keep going back here. So this level, so I guess that would be 1, 2, 3, the 3rd generation back for me. Everyone is pretty much born in Wisconsin, born in Minnesota, born in the United States. But when we go back to the generation, especially on my dad's side of the family, so especially here at the top, you can see that several of them were born in Poland. And so that was one of the things that my dad had always been told about his family. Oh, we're Polish. Our last name is Polish. Eastern European, that type of thing. And so Edward's parents, I don't know if I'm going to even try to pronounce their names, but they were both born in Poland in the mid to late 1800s. You can keep going down. My grandma Judy's parents, Joseph Gorski, his parents, Louis and Sophia, born in Poland, born in Wisconsin, and her mother Matilda was actually, if you look over here, Matilda Winooski. She was she was the first of her siblings to be born in the United States. I want to say she's the youngest. So all of her elder siblings were born in Poland, and then they immigrated, and she was born here. So yeah, that's my dad's side. So I guess we'll go down here to my mom now. So my mom, her name is Kathleen Heidke is her maiden name, and she went to some college but did not graduate, but she did go to secretary and cosmetology school, but now she's currently a realtor. So she's a bit a jack of all trades. She kind of bounces around from thing to thing. But she was born in Madison, Wisconsin in 1964 and is the youngest of 3 siblings. And so her father, Edwin Heidke, he had a high school education, and his occupation is unknown because when my mom was very young, I want to say she was maybe 3 or 4 years old, Edwin here and my grandmother Patricia, they got divorced, and she did not have a good relationship with her father. Like, he didn't really make an effort to see them, I guess. So she didn't really know so much about him. And this is the part of the tree, Edwin Heidke and his family, that my grandma had to really help us fill out because my mom honestly didn't know. And so we can go down here, Patricia Swansby, that's my grandma. She also graduated from high school, and she was a homemaker until she and Edwin got divorced, and then she went to work in a bank where she worked until she retired. And she was born in Wisconsin also and is the oldest of 4 siblings. You can see here her parents, Michael Swansby and Irene Slowey. Michael was a dam operator, which I think is a cool occupation. And he was also born in Wisconsin. Irene Slowey, and Irene, I'm actually named after Irene. My middle name is Irene. And she was also born in Wisconsin. And I want to say the Sloweys down here, Patrick Slowey and Mary Joyce, they are of Irish descent. I want to say Patrick actually immigrated from Ireland, So her whole side of the family is born in Wisconsin. If you look back up here at the Heidke side of things, back here all the way to the last generation, Emil Heidke was born in Germany. And when I was looking at my parents' ancestry DNA things, it went even further back than this. And Emil's family was all born in Germany, and some of them were born in Norway. So my mom comes from some Central, I guess, and Scandinavian ancestry. But yeah, that's me. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I have really enjoyed this assignment, and I look forward to listening to all of y'all's.